See, this was the thing that Jesus set as his central teaching in the Gospels. In Matthew 16, he's speaking to his disciples and he starts them out on the edge and he says, "Who do others say that I am?" And see, Jesus is setting up the scenario. He's saying, who do others say that I am? What do others really believe about me? And most of us can live our whole lives based about what our parents think, based about what authority figures think, based about what our preacher friend says, our friends say, and most of us never deal with the next question that Jesus asked. Because then Jesus turned. He scanned the eyes of all of his disciples and he looked them straight into the eye. And I believe this question that he asked his disciples is the same question that he is asking the church of Jesus Christ today. He is asking us, who do you say that I am? In your inner man, in your heart of hearts, who do you believe that I am? Who do you say that I am? This is a massive question. This is a question that won't be answered with a little self-help group or a little Bible study or a little course that's going to teach us about what we say about Jesus. No, this is the question of our lives. And we have lived so far away and we are so far from this reality that it's going to take a time of searching and a calling back, because this is the central issue. I'm not talking about what you say about him at church or what you say about him when people are watching, but when you're all alone on your bed, who do you really believe him to be? What do you believe him to be? Is he glad to you? Is he a happy God? Is he a rejoicing God? Is his power unlimited? Is his wisdom unlimited? Is his ways unlimited? Is his faithfulness unlimited? Is everything about him right? No, for real. You. Who do you say that I am? And Jesus looks to Peter and he says this, and he says, "And on this rock I'm going to build my church." And Jesus is telling him, as he's telling us, he's saying, on this foundation of what you really believe about me, I'm building everything. A.W. Tozer continues and he says, what we believe about God is the same importance to our life as a Christian as the foundation is to a building. In the same way, our Christian life and our Christian worship and the way that we live and the way that we pray and the way that we fast and the way that we give ourselves is directly related to what we really believe about God. If there are wrong views, then there will be a wrong pattern of living. See, I believe this was the foundation in Matthew 7 where Jesus says there's going to be two different foundations. The first foundation was of sand. It says, and when the winds came and the rains came, and when it blew upon that house fell because it was built upon the sand. But the next foundation was built upon rock, and it says, when the winds came and the rains came and the winds blew, and when everything came against this house, that house stood. And I believe that there are winds coming, and that there are waves coming, that there are rains coming that will expose us if we do not seek now. We do not give ourselves to the pursuit of the knowledge of God, to the filling up of our minds of what God says about himself, of what God says about how he feels, and about what we look like to him. If we do not give ourselves to the pursuit of the knowledge of God, I'm afraid that my house and your house will be swiftly carried away. See, we have to understand that this is the central issue. It says in 2 Corinthians, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they should not believe in the gospel. There are so many aspects of God's faithfulness, of God's nature that I do not believe in. And because I do not believe, I cannot step out into the realm of the unseen. I say I believe in a faithful God, but what happens when it touches my pocketbook? Or what happens when it talks about me stepping out in ways I wouldn't? It's because I'm not convinced of the faithfulness of God. I have unbelief concerning the faithfulness of God. And we've tried to make every issue of the battleground, the war ground, when it's made, there's only one issue of the battleground. It's the issue of the knowledge of God. Paul says it. He says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against what? Against what? It's the knowledge of God. Beloved, there are high and lofty arguments that are warring against you concerning the nature of God. Fill yourselves up with the truth. This is the only way to awaken love.